Hi, and welcome to the second devlog of Beholder's Lair. In the first one, I gave you guys a broad overview of the game. And in this one and the next couple of episodes, I want to get into more details about the different parts of the game. Today we will talk about the item system. Basically, there are 7 different items in the game, and each item will give you a different ability. The player can choose an item out of 3 different options after completing each level, and those 3 options are random every time you finish a level. The items are upgradable. You can pick the same item up to 3 times, and each time you pick it again, it'll upgrade to a higher tier, and as you upgrade it, the boost that it gives you will get bigger. So for example, if you have a ring of protection which will give you an extra life, if you have tier 1, you'll only have a single extra life, but if you have tier 2, you'll have 2 extra lives, and if you have tier 3, you'll have 3 extra lives. The items are very important and very crucial for your gameplay experience. If you happen to choose a bad combination, or you decide to upgrade an item that you don't really need at the moment, or an item that doesn't really make sense with the other items that you have, you might actually reduce your chances of winning the game drastically. So it's very important which items you pick them carefully, and make sure that the items you're picking work well together, and make sure to upgrade the items that are working for you so that you get a better stat out of them. Now let's get into the items itself and talk about what each item does individually. First, we have the monkey skull. This one will let you wall slide, and this is probably one of the, if not the most useful item in the game. By default, you can't wall slide, you can't slide off walls, but if you have this item, you can slide off any wall, and this is particularly useful on the last dungeon because the last enemy can wall slide, so it's difficult to get away from him if you don't have this item. Each tier of the monkey skull will increase your traction with the walls, so if you have tier 3, you can basically stick to the wall without sliding down, but if you have tier 1, you'll start sliding down very fast. Next, we have the jumping bone. This one gives you an extra jump, and the more tiers you have, the more jumps you have. In tier 1, you'll have 1 extra jump, in tier 2, 2 extra jumps, and in tier 3, you'll have 3 extra jumps. This item is also very useful, and if you can manage to get to the tier 3, this will become very OP. Because you can basically jump for 3 times, yeah. And actually it's 4 if you count the base jump. So yeah, it's very OP if you can get it up to tier 3. Orb of Lightning. This one will stun the enemy. The more tiers you have, more stuns you have. In the first tier, you can press X in any given time to stun the enemy. When the enemy gets stunned, it will stop. Even if it's jumping, like even if it's mid-air, it will just stop, and it will be stunned for a couple seconds, I think. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's not that much, but it will give you that extra second for you to escape. This might also be very useful, but I don't usually get it because it's an extra button that I have to think about while I'm running away, and it might distract you and make you actually get caught. Next, we have the anti-gravity orb. This one will make you fall slower. This is one of the items that are not that useful at the first tier because the amount that it slows you down is very little in the first tier. So if you really want to go with this item, you should get it to at least tier 2 for it to be useful. Potion of Speed. This one's very simple. It makes you run faster. That's it. The more tiers you have, the faster you'll run. So this one is very useful in the first dungeon. because the first enemy can only run and jump if there's something blocking its way. So you're gonna be doing a lot of running in the first dungeon. This is for you, but it's not gonna be that useful later on in the game. So it's a decision you have to make. Do you wanna get some advantages at the start, or do you wanna just push through and get different items that are gonna be useful later on? Ring of Protection. This one will give you an extra life. At tier 1 you'll have 1 extra life, and the more tiers you have, the more lives you'll get. And this one, along with Orb of Lightning actually, which I forgot to mention, will be refreshed after each level. So let's say you had Ring of Protection tier 1 and you used it, you got caught and you lost your shield. In the next level you'll get it back. So don't worry if you lose it, you'll get it back. Potion of Strength. This one, much like the Potion of Speed, is very simple. It will make you jump higher, and the more tiers you have, the higher you'll jump. These are all the items that are currently in the game. I'm thinking of adding more in the future, but I also don't want to make the game too complicated, because all these items add different possibilities to the game. So adding too many items might make it too crowded. Let me know what you think. Do you think I should add more items, or do you think this number is fine? So this was me talking about the items in my game. I'm planning to get more into the different sections of the game in the next couple devlogs, so make sure to tune in and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. If you liked this video, make sure to press that like button and leave a comment and tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.